Surah Al-Fajr. This surah consists of 30 verses, belongs to the Makkiyyah surah group, and was revealed after Surah Al-Lail. The name Al-Fajr is taken from the word al-Fajr, which is found in the first verse of this chapter, which means the time of dawn. The main contents of Surah Al-Fajr: the greatness of Allah and warning of the destruction of the unjust. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Fajr verses 1 to 14. For the sake of the dawn, the 10 nights, the even and odd ones, and the passing nights, Allah confirms His greatness by swearing at His amazing creation. He reminded the Prophet Muhammad about the destruction of the people of Ad and Thamud, as well as the unjust Pharaoh, all of whom were doomed because of their arrogance and tyranny. Allah firmly emphasizes that He watches over all human actions and will provide appropriate retribution. Wealth and poverty are God's tests for His servants. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Fajr verses 15 to 20. Humans, when tested by God by giving them glory and pleasure, often say that God has glorified them. However, if the test given is to limit their sustenance, people tend to complain that God has humiliated them. However, humans should not behave like this, but should glorify orphans, feed each other the poor, not mix up inheritance, and not love wealth with excessive love. The regret of humans who drown in worldly life on the day of resurrection, mentioned in Surah Al-Fajr verses 21 to 26. On the day when the earth is shaken in succession, God and the angels come regularly, while hell is also present, making humans aware of His presence. However, at that time, awareness will not benefit those who do not prepare good deeds. People will regret that they did not do good for their lives. On that day, no one is able to give a punishment as just as God's punishment, and no one is able to free themselves from His bonds. Allah's appreciation for humans who have perfect faith, mentioned in Surah Al-Fajr verses 27 to 30. Allah commands the calm soul to return to God with His pleasure and approval, then enter into the group of His servants and enter His heaven. Conclusion of Surah Al-Fajr. Surah Al-Fajr presents examples of people who have suffered punishment and despicable human characteristics, while emphasizing the glory that Allah SWT gives to people with a calm soul. In this chapter, Allah swears that the doom of the disbelievers is inevitable and gives several examples of people who have been destroyed. This chapter also explains that the pleasures of life or disasters that a person experiences are not a sign of respect or humiliation from Allah but rather are trials. In addition, this chapter denounces those who do not care for orphans and do not feed the poor, as well as condemning those who mix up inheritance and really love wealth. The calamity that disbelievers will face on the day of resurrection is also highlighted, while those with a muthmainnah, calm spirit, are promised glory in the sight of Allah.